Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center. We are live everywhere you stream for our Saturday edition of our 19atSIX Weekend Weather Show. And we're live wherever you stream, including on Fox19.com, the Fox 19 News, and First Alert Weather app. We're live on the 24/7 Weather Streaming channel. We're live on YouTube, and of course, we're live on Facebook. Both, actually, it's just the Fox 19 Facebook page. I forgot to share it on my Facebook page, but I will go ahead and share it now. That way, folks can join us here on Fox 19 on the Facebook page here. But we are looking at a forecast that is going to get warm and then very cold. In fact, it does look to be the coldest weather of the season here in the tri-state as we head into the weekend of Thanksgiving. Yeah, bad timing, right? Mother Nature doesn't have a clock like we do, but we are going to be talking about all that and more in just a moment. So good evening again, everyone. Meteorologist Emery here. And want to remind you that we are going to go on late tonight, at least around 11 o'clock or so. That's just because of college football. It's going to go on late, but we will have your news, sports, and weather headlines all coming up following those games on Fox 19. But we'll take a look right now, though, at your forecast first. Again, we try to give you that first alert forecast within the first couple of minutes of our 19atSIX weather shows. That way you're at least caught up to speed on tonight, tomorrow, and at least the 7-day forecast. And we'll dive into more details on all of those things here in a moment. But let's look at tonight's forecast. Tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy conditions. Temperatures steadily falling down to 36 degrees. But then we head into our Sunday, a big warm-up. We will have some filtered sunshine, so similar to the view you see in the background of this graphic, high of around, again, 56 degrees. But we are seeing big changes. So Monday, our high is 61 degrees with scattered showers. Tuesday, we get a bit of a cool down with some filtered sunshine. And then we head into Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Evening showers, high temperatures will be close to normal in the mid-40s. Thanksgiving Day, we are looking at the chance for some rain in the morning, changing over to an afternoon and evening rain-snow mix, breezy conditions, and then, as you can see, it's going to get cold. Friday, Black Friday, isolated snow flurries, breezy, 37 for the high, and then Saturday, if you're like me and my family, we put up our Christmas decorations. Normally the weekend following Thanksgiving, perfect conditions for that to be inside. 34 for the high and a chance of flurries for that. And again, we'll dive into all these details coming up. So if you have questions on that, let us know on the Facebook page, Fox 19 Facebook page, and we'll try to answer those and get to those more details coming up here in just a few minutes. But yeah, we've got kind of a roller coaster of a forecast here in the next 7 days. So there is the 7-day forecast. They're in full view. That way, if you need to take some notes, if you need to observe it with me not in the way, you can do that with ease. But again, this is the forecast first. We give you that. That way, in case, of course, you got plans. It's Saturday. I understand. So I am not offended if you just want to see the 7-day forecast and then hop off of here. But we'd like it if you could stay. If you can't, no harm, no foul. But I do that because it's a weekend. A lot of folks have weekend plans. Get out and enjoy yourselves. But if you want to be with us, we can talk some details, get into some science, get into the 14-day forecast, all of that coming up here on this show. So let's look at some various cameras here first. I want to begin by looking at, let's actually start with our Newport Levy camera. So let's go to that. But again, today's been kind of a dreary day out there. It's just because it's been cloudy. I haven't seen any peaks of sunshine. If you've seen peaks of sunshine, let me know, because I have not seen that. I slept in, admittedly, a little bit, but even then, when I was outside for a little bit, it was cloudy, it was chilly, there was a crisp feeling in the air that previous days have not had. And so you can see right now, this is a live look. It's a little out of focus, but what you can see, maybe you can see from the camera, is that you see kind of this orange color in the sky. That's just the city lights bouncing off of the clouds. So we still have overcast conditions here this hour. We'll switch it now over to our tower camera. Same thing, you can see right up here, that color. That's a good indicator of you get the lights hitting up, it bounces off the clouds and scatters. And, well, That's a good indicator of just cloudy conditions. And right now it is overcast and temperatures are steady at 41 degrees this hour. And so we are looking at temperatures not changing all that much over the next few hours. So tonight, if you're watching us late, I wouldn't be surprised to see this temperature be the same or maybe a couple of degrees cooler. So by 11 o'clock, expect maybe 39, maybe 38 at best, but generally between 38 and 41 is a safe bet. Looking at some of our other cameras, Turfway Park, this is a better view of the clouds because there's a lot more lights near CVG and at Turfway and Florence. But you can see there a lot of that light there. And then lastly, looking at our Mount Auburn camera, it is not a first alert weather day. Frank just didn't turn this off, but you can see here, again, overcast conditions. Everywhere you look, that's just kind of how it's been. Now, with the rain and the snow we've seen this past week and the week prior, some good news to share. Some folks were asking about this last week, and it's been kind of overlooked because, of course, we've had snow in the forecast. We've got the cold air. We've got Thanksgiving coming up, but I don't want to miss this for those of you who have been asking, and that is the drought monitor. And as you can see, there is nothing to report. Fortunately, we no longer have any drought conditions in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Now, there's a little tiny little yellow sliver here in far northeastern Clinton County, but that's not really much of anything. It just means abnormally dry. But I would say consider what we've been experiencing lately. That's nothing to be of concern because we do have more moisture moving in Monday. We have more moisture moving in Wednesday, and of course Thanksgiving into portions of our Thanksgiving weekend. So that is the drought monitor, just again for those who have been curious about it. And looking right now at our sweeping radar, won't show very much because, again, it's been kind of dry. A lot of cloud cover, though, and that cool, crisp air has been beneath those clouds. So very dry between the surface and the cloud deck, which is the area just above where the clouds are flat, so right in there. But it's been quiet. That's the point of me bringing that up. Nice and dry. But we will widen this out to show you. It's been a little bit of moisture over towards portions of West Virginia, eastern Kentucky here this hour. You see a little bit of moisture also towards Wisconsin and Lake Michigan, and even towards Toledo and Cleveland area. But again, that looks to be rather light, and it looks like at this point it is just rain. But what we are looking at is warmer air that's going to eventually take over. And what we're watching for early next week, so for Monday, we are going to look at this system here kind of ride through and give us some scattered showers Monday afternoon into Monday evening. So we've got a lot of warm air that we're working with as we've got kind of a ridge, an upper level ridge of warmer air, milder air. I don't want to say warmer, but milder air at least. It's going to be moving in and giving us high temperatures tomorrow in the 50s, and then, of course, Monday in the 60s, low 60s, mind you. But let's look back at today. If you check us out on the 24/7 Weather Streaming channel, you can see this graphic. It's the almanac. It gives you the highs, the lows, precipitation for the day. And you'll see here, looking back on Saturday, our high was just 44. The morning low was 40. So there, again, the cloud cover, I say the cloud cover acts like a blanket. At night, it keeps temperatures mild, so it doesn't change the temperature too much. But during the day, it also acts as a blanket in a sense of it doesn't change the temperature too much. Now, it's not like a nice warm blanket where it keeps you nice and warm underneath the blanket, but rather it doesn't allow the temperatures to rise or drop too much, both in the day and the night. So our average high is 51, so we are well below average, of course, for today. But the morning low is, again, at 40, so still kind of a mild morning, followed by that nice crisp air in the afternoon. So I want to do real quick, because I'm going to pull up a graphic. I want to show you regional temperatures to kind of prove my point of that warmer air moving in on the way. But yeah, we got a couple of warm days, and in the coldest area that we've experienced so far in the tri-state, all coming our way later this week. And so the graphics here, I'm going to wait for this to load and move over. Take some time to do that. But in the meantime, hopefully you've enjoyed your Saturday so far. Maybe you've got some chores done around the house. Maybe you were outside. Maybe you're enjoying this cooler weather. If so, hats off to you. But again, we're not looking at anything happening in the near future with big temperature drops, but rather temperature rises. All right, I'm going to do one or two more things real quick, and then we'll be ready to go. Say for me today, all I've done is I've been kind of lazy. Well, I guess I was productive in some form or manner. I put away some clothes for my laundry. I haven't done it the last few days. I've been kind of lazy in that regard. But I did that, and I did some cleaning around my apartment. Listened to some podcasts. Had some good lunch. So, kind of boring. All right, got the graphic loaded, and while that's loading, I'll look at your comments to see if I have anybody asking any questions or any comments at all. Nick asking about the drought to be completely eliminated in the rest of Ohio by spring. I would say, Nick, for one thing, that's a long-term forecast that I would say a lot of it will be eliminated. I don't want to say all of it. Reason being is because we're falling into a weak La Nina pattern, which does favor moisture, and we're kind of experiencing some of that here in the tri-state, which usually brings above average precipitation in the region, the Great Lakes, and portions of the Ohio Valley. So I would say, yeah, look at the depletion of the drought to continue, but we are looking at drier conditions going into early December. That shouldn't affect things too substantially, especially into the fact that the growing season's over, so moisture can retain a little bit longer in some of those soils, but even then, it's nothing to be of major concern about here, Nick, at this time. Darla says, good evening, Ethan. Hope you have a great day. We're expecting any more snow or accumulating snow. We have snow in the forecast. Right now, when it comes to accumulating snow, I think it's a little too early to have that discussion. But right now, I would say that that seems to be limited at this time. And again, we'll dive into that here coming up in a moment. So right now, again, I wanted to show you the temperatures around the region. Again, a lot of cloud cover here, which around this time of the year, you get a lot of cloud cover. Some people think that, Seattle or the Pacific Northwest is a cloudy region. The Ohio Valley in the wintertime or late fall through most of winter typically is very cloudy. You get a little bit of everything here. You get very humid conditions in the summer at times, and you get a lot of cloud cover at times during the late fall and early winter, and even through late winter, I guess. But the cloud cover, whole point of bringing all that up is keeping the temperatures down right now. We're in the 40s from Chicago, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, even down towards southern Kentucky into western portions of Illinois into eastern Iowa. But notice a sharp cutoff. We have this warmer air down here towards western Tennessee, northern Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri. That warmer air is going to kind of slide its way up. We got some west and eventually southwest winds that's going to make its way into the region and allow for those temperatures to climb into the low to mid 50s for Saturday. So that's what's to come for Sunday. And granted, it will be dry. So looking right now, temperatures across the Fox 19 now viewing area, we've got 42 in Batavia as well as in Wilmington, 44 in Hamilton and at the Lunken Airport, 39 in Falmouth, 37 over in Batesville, Indiana. We've got 41 in Harrison as well as at CVG here this hour. Taking a look at the winds, well, they're a little breezy at times, 5 to 15 miles per hour. I haven't seen any gusts here this afternoon or this evening for that matter, but the slightest breeze. When you get temperatures down in the 30s and 40s, even a 5-mile-per-hour wind can make you feel a little bit colder. So it feels like temperatures right now are generally in the mid to upper 30s. So maybe you're heading to Deck the Yalls. Maybe you're heading to the Cincinnati Zoo for the lights. Wherever you're going to see some festive lights to get you into the holiday spirit, I would say obviously bundle up. That's a no-brainer when you see temperatures like this. But also just keep in mind that it's going to feel a bit colder because it's going to be a slight breeze out there. That slight breeze does make a difference in conditions like this. So looking ahead to, again, tonight, that cloud cover, it still is going to hold on for much of the night. And we're looking at temperatures not changing drastically. We are looking at overnight lows falling down perhaps into the mid-30s. I got 36 for an overnight low because of that cloud cover. Wouldn't be surprised if a few locations stay in the upper 30s even, but I think generally speaking we'll be in the mid-30s for overnight tonight. Now for tomorrow, we are looking at a lot of cloud cover in the morning, some filtered sunshine in the afternoon. We've got some upper level clouds to work with, but it's going to keep that upper level cloud cover all day long. Even then, sunshine could filter through, and even then, temperatures will still be on the rise because we've got what we call warm air advection. That warm air I was showing you down in Arkansas, Alabama, Missouri, that's moving in, and even with the high thin clouds, it's still going to be enough to let those temperatures rise, climb up again to 56 degrees during tomorrow afternoon. And if you're traveling across the region for tomorrow, we are looking at regional conditions to be kind of similar to us. Highs will be in the 50s. We are looking at this will probably show you a lot of cloud cover, but mind you, it's going to be filtered sunshine. So again, these clouds are going to be in the upper levels of the atmosphere, lower levels. We're not looking at the low clouds like we've experienced today, which does impact those temperatures. So again, for us, we're around 56 tomorrow. Same goes for Indianapolis, 52 over in Columbus, 56 in Charleston, West Virginia, 59 in Lexington, mid-60s down into Nashville, Tennessee, and also the mid-60s over towards St. Louis, and Chicago, 52, Cleveland, 48, and again, those high thin clouds will pretty much be dominating the entire region for that. So let's take a look at our short-range forecast model. This will take us at least through portions of Monday, which we do have chances of rain for on that day. And what we've got here going on is, well, this model's actually doing a very pitiful job. So in that case, I don't want to show it. It should be showing a lot of cloud cover, but it's not. And again, models are tools. No model is perfect, but I like to show models that best show you what's going on. And the HER, or the High Resolution Rapid Refresh model, is actually doing a very good job. It shows the cloud cover. It even has the temperatures almost nailed. 41, Cincinnati, that was CVG. So I'm going to use this model. It's doing a superb job in this case. The in-house model we have, it's the IBM, I don't know what the or what the letters stand for, but it's graph is what we call it. For those of you who might be curious. Right now, it's not doing a good job at all, so I'm not going to even show it. We go into tonight. Again, a lot of cloud cover. It's going to stay with us through the night. And notice the temperatures, they fall slightly. They're not changing too much as we go into Sunday morning. We go into Sunday afternoon, though. Do note, this model has a hard time, and I'm going to give it some grace with this. Some models look at cloud cover a little bit differently. Some are really good at detecting cloud cover through all the levels of the atmosphere. Others, In this case, it does a decent job with that if you look at it on a 3D plot. However, in a map like this, it's only showing you 2 dimensions. It's only showing you, are there clouds? Yes. And so this is having a hard time detecting or showing that these are high thin clouds. These are high thin clouds for Sunday afternoon. But do note that it also, let's see, did it bump the temperatures? Yeah, it's a little bit cooler. And I don't fully agree with that just because of the fact that the atmosphere we're working with the warmer conditions, it's going to really have a shove to it, a good push with it. So I think we're going to break into the low to mid 50s at least on Sunday. But otherwise, it's doing a good job for right now into tonight. We go into Sunday night into Monday. We do see more clouds. And then Monday morning, we do have a chance for maybe an isolated shower. We're just looking at light rain in this situation for Monday morning, and it's going to be isolated. So some places will be dry Monday morning. Others could see a few light raindrops. We go into Monday afternoon, though, and this is unfortunately ending right at the wrong time. It's going to show some more widespread activity moving in Monday evening into Monday night, which this other model I'm about to show you, hopefully no, it won't be able to show. But we're looking at some widespread rain moving in Monday evening into Monday night. It will leave us by Tuesday. Tuesday does look to be a dry day. A little bit cooler, though. So Monday, High temperatures will be in the low 60s, but by Tuesday, we're in the mid-40s. So this is a graphic I will be changing because I haven't had time this evening. I've been updating the 7-day forecast, trying to make sure I get all the stuff figured out, organized for the 14-day forecast, and working with our producers because, again, we're going on late. So we've got that. So Monday, we have the shower activity. It'll eventually move out of here late Monday night into Tuesday. Tuesday, notice this, we actually see some sunshine. So that is some positive news. So we've got some sunshine, although it won't help the temperatures much. We're looking at highs on Tuesday only in the mid-40s. But we'll play this out. We'll play this out here. Sorry, my sister's messaging me. She's coming up just because in my line of business, it's hard to have holidays off, so we usually schedule our holidays on the days I'm available. So she's coming up. She works in school systems, so she's allowed to have a whole week off for Thanksgiving. So fortunately, it works out to be able to see her for Monday and Tuesday. But anyway, going into Monday and Tuesday, I'll be in Hillsborough enjoying the dry weather for Tuesday. But going into Tuesday night into Wednesday, we are looking at clouds increasing. And Wednesday is going to be mostly cloudy. And we're looking at chances of rain. So note that we go into Wednesday late morning. You've got some wintry precipitation going on towards Chicago. So if you're traveling the day before Thanksgiving, if you're traveling up I-74 going towards Chicago, you will be looking at, well, I guess I-74 up until you hit Indianapolis, and then you got to split off. But if you're heading up that way regardless, you will look at some mixed precipitation between Indianapolis and Chicago for Wednesday morning. But notice for us, we've got a lot of green showing up because that warmer air. And when I say warmer air, I mean relatively speaking. Tuesday was going to be in the mid-40s for highs. Though cooler than Monday, still warm enough for rain. So we're going to Wednesday afternoon. Again, we've got green showing up. Wednesday evening, notice it becomes a bit more widespread. So Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, we are looking at widespread showers Wednesday evening. So close to sunset and after sunset, rain moving in. This rain will continue Wednesday night into Thursday. So here we go forward in time. Thanksgiving morning. This is 4 a.m. Models have begun to kind of organize themselves a little bit better, and this area of low pressure is actually going to be a little bit further north compared to previous models. Previous models had this area of low pressure further south. That's why the last couple of days you might have heard Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer and even myself bring up the chance for some rain-snow mix on Thanksgiving. That's still there, but the timing is different now. Now that we've got kind of a better grasp as to where the low is. Still time for this forecast to change, but it has updated since, and that's what this update's for. So the area of low pressure, where my hand is an L. The low pressure around this time is going to be right in here, right around Bowling Green. Shout out to my friends down in southern Kentucky where I used to work at. But this is going to bring us more rain for Thursday morning, so Thanksgiving morning. So if you're going to be making plans to head over to family or friends with the dinner, with the food, just keep in mind you're going to have an umbrella. And we've said that the last several days, that it looks to be wet on Thanksgiving. So we've got that here for Thanksgiving morning. Do note the rain-snow mix. The line is all the way up towards Toledo, towards Cleveland, Akron, over towards northern Indianapolis, towards Fort Wayne, Chicago, over towards Champaign, Illinois. But if you watch during the day, see what happens here. So this area of low pressure, again, that L was over towards Bowling Green. Now it's going over towards eastern Kentucky, going toward the tri-state area of West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. Not our tri-state, but their tri-state over towards Huntington. So that low pressure, as it moves that direction, you get this, pool of winds. It's going to come around and give us eventually Thursday afternoon northwest flow, which will mean cooler conditions. So watch this. So this is Thursday morning still. We've got the rain. Thursday afternoon, see how the pink and the blue is beginning to move in our direction? That's because the backside of the low is now giving us that cooler air. So Thursday afternoon, look out for the potential for rain-snow mix. Now, given the fact that it's going to be raining on Thursday morning, the grounds are going to be wet and warm. In fact, the grounds are still pretty warm even after what we've experienced the last couple of days. So we've got warm grounds. So I'm not concerned with accumulations right now for Thanksgiving, for those of you who might be asking that. I'm not concerned with accumulating snow on Thanksgiving Day. This is going to jump, and I hate how this works. Okay, here we go. So Thanksgiving afternoon, we've got this rain-snow mix beginning to move in. And as we go into the evening hours, this moisture does begin to weaken. It gets a little bit lighter, and eventually we're looking at this changing over to snow flurries or very light snow showers for Thursday night into Black Friday. Black Friday, in the 7-day forecast, I do have flurries here in the tri-state. So we'll show you that right now, that 7-day forecast. And mind you, this low pressure system that's moving through is pretty powerful because what's going to bring behind it is much colder air here into the region. So, take a step back over here. Again, tonight we're looking at the cloud cover still holding on. Temperatures will be similar to, I would say off by about 5 degrees from what we're experiencing right now. Not much change because of the cloud cover. 36. Sunday, 56. Even though we have the high thin clouds, you'll see some of the clouds in the morning. They'll break away. You got some filtered sunshine during the day. But we've got warm air. Those winds are going to pull in warmer air. Now, it's not going to be a gusty day tomorrow. You'll notice a little bit of a breeze, but it's going to bring in some warmer weather. Got a high of 56. Sunday night into Monday, we're looking at some thicker cloud cover moving in. And remember, when you have the cloud cover, it acts like a blanket. It's not going to let temperatures drop as much. So that's why Sunday night into Monday morning, our morning low is going to be around 45 degrees. Monday, 61. We got scattered showers, especially developing in the afternoon and evening, but Monday morning, also some chances for some isolated rain. Monday night into Tuesday, the clouds will clear out, hence why the temperatures will drop a little bit cooler, 37. Tuesday, still some high thin clouds, but I do think we have a bit more sunshine to work with, so a high of around 45 degrees. Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're looking at some clear conditions in the first half of the night before more clouds begin to move in. Overnight low for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning is 32. Wednesday, we're in the mid-40s. Some scattered showers, especially for the afternoon and evening. It's part of that low pressure system, which is going to move close to the tri-state. And it's going to allow for rain overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Do note the temperatures, kind of like tonight, not a huge change. 38 to 43, that's a difference of what, 5 degrees. So not a huge change in temperatures on Thanksgiving Day. That low is going to move into the region. It's going to allow for rain Thursday morning. So again, a very soggy start to Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving afternoon, it's going to change from rain to a rain-snow mix, a wet snow, mind you. I don't look at accumulations right now because A, it's too far out, and B, given everything considered, you get the warm grounds, you got rain in the morning, and the temperatures aren't dropping off dramatically to the point where it's going to freeze. Even though Thursday night late, we'll see temperatures just below freezing, consider the ground is just way too warm for this to take a huge effect. But we're looking at a rain-wet snow mix Thanksgiving afternoon into the evening hours. Some flurries eventually going into Thursday night because the moisture is not going to be quite as heavy. It's going to be very light. And then we head into Friday, Black Friday, isolated snow flurries, blustery with a high of 37. And then Saturday, a chance of flurries and a high of 34 degrees. Looking pretty chilly, obviously. Very cold, actually, for Thanksgiving weekend. And coming up Monday, that's the warmest day in the foreseeable future in this forecast. Take a pause real quick, look at some of the Facebook comments, and then we'll show you beyond the 7-day forecast in just a moment. Darla says, Thursday when we had snow as I was driving in, heard what I thought was sleet, but nothing was hitting my windows, car, or ground. Friend said of the invisible sleet. I would assume this would be grapple. Grapple, it's a little bit complicated how it develops, but an easy way to think of this is a partially melted snowflake. So it's, if you see graupel, it looks almost like sidewalk salt. It's kind of like a white ball. It's more opaque than sleet. Sleet is a sleet is a raindrop that has frozen into a little pellet, and it's pretty transparent. Whereas graupel is not quite as smooth as what sleet would be, and it's opaque. It's because it's a partially melted snowflake, and that's refroze. So I would say you probably likely ran into graupel, and they're very light, and it's indicative of temperatures just above freezing, which the other night, Thursday night, we did have temperatures actually rising a little bit because the drier air was moving in, kind of cutting off the moisture, and there's some processes that were going on there, but temperatures did rise a little bit, and that could have affected the snow to change over to maybe some graupel. But that's my educated guess as to what that could be. Could have been in sleet, perhaps, but considering the dynamics we were working with, I would assume it's either snow or graupel with that. So thanks, Darla, for the question. I believe at this point we'll go ahead and do the 14-day forecast because I haven't seen any other additional comments at this time. So that is the 7-day forecast. You see there, temperatures are kind of up and down. Warm to 61 on Monday, down to 34 by Saturday. But that's a 7-day. Here's beyond. It gets, oh, hold on. Graphic is freezing out for a second. Just a moment. The suspense. It's not intended here. So that is the 7-day forecast. Again, Saturday definitely looks cold, right? Well, let's look beyond the 7-day forecast. And it gets colder. December 1st, coming up next Sunday. Not tomorrow, but the next Sunday. High is only 31 degrees. We go into December 2nd. Got a morning low of 17 and an afternoon high of just 30 degrees. We go into Tuesday, 35. And mind you, with this, it does look drier now. We have that chance of flurry still December 1st, but I do think drier air is going to try to dig in and why it's going to be so cold. We go into the middle of the following week, so December 4th. Shout out to my stepdad. Happy birthday at that point. December 4th, he's watching right now. He's probably going to get a text from him soon. But we go into the latter half of the following week. We will be looking at some moisture moving in. Does not look to be anything that is of concern. In fact, the term bear watching, I don't really think it even warrants that right now. But there is going to be some moisture that moves in that following weekend. So the weekend of December 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, we could be running into some chances of perhaps rain-snow mix by that point. And high temperatures will be in the upper 30s and the low 40s by that point. So that is your 7-day forecast and the 14-day forecast. Let's put it all together in the 7-day plus that shows you all 14 days with both the highs and the lows, what you can expect for highs and lows with the normals there with the lines and the numbers on the sides. And as you can see here, looking at temperatures pretty much below normal through the next 14 days. High temperatures, only 2 days are above normal. That's Sunday and Monday. When it comes to low temperatures, you got a few nights here and there that are just above normal. But otherwise, we are looking at temperatures at or below normal here over the next 14 days. So quite chilly, no doubt about that here in this 14-day forecast here behind me. So that is the conclusion of 19atSIX, giving you all those 14 days. I showed you the forecast model around Thanksgiving. Again, for folks asking about Thanksgiving, it's going to start as rain in the morning, and then in the afternoon kind of transition to a rain wet snow mix. I don't foresee accumulations right now. For one, it's too far out. So if anyone's trying to hype that up, don't listen to them because I would say really anything beyond 48 hours, snow accumulations are just a bunch of malarkey. It's just a bunch of nonsense. The only thing you'd look out for is consistency amongst models. And then at that point, a good meteorologist would say, hey, there's a potential for accumulating snow. And I don't see that right now. I just don't. It looks to be too wet. The grounds are too warm. Nothing is coming together for me to see that or confidently say that. Now, of course, as we get closer, things could change. Things could adjust with the temperature, the timing, the location of the low. Those kind of things do factor in. And that far out, there's a lot of degree of uncertainty. But when we get closer to an event, those things begin to come together. And when we look at those things, we'll be able to make adjustments as needed. And when we find those things out, we'll let you know here on Fox 19 with the First Alert forecast. Take one last look at the comments before we sign off here. And we've got one comment from Susan saying, "Hi, Ethan. Hope you're having a nice weekend." Yeah, so far, can't complain. Hope you're having a good weekend as well, Susan. And thank you, Susan, Darla, and Nick for all commenting here on our Facebook page for our 19 at 6 weekend weather show. So that is going to conclude our weather show here. So I want to say thank you to all of you who have joined us here this evening. And again, we're going to remind you we are going to be late tonight on Fox 19. I think the ETA is going to be around 11, but that could be adjusted based on the college football game. But of course, we got you covered anywhere you want to look for the forecast. We got you on the 24/7 weather streaming channel. We got you on fox19.com/weather. We got you on the First Alert Weather app. Can't forget that. And of course, we got you covered after that football game on Fox 19. But that does it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Don't forget, we've got your, if you can't stay up late tonight, I get it. I'm an early bird too. So you can wake up tomorrow morning with Peyton and hopefully Ashley. I believe she was under the weather today. But she should be back tomorrow, barring any improvement. But it'd be her and Peyton. If not Ashley, it might be Catherine, it might be Frank. But they'll be at 7 a.m. tomorrow through 9 a.m. And then we will have the weather show at 10:15 in the morning. And then if you missed that, we got you covered again for 19 at 6 for Sunday evening. So I've said all the things I need to say. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on 19 at 6. Have a great evening.